Order. Members on my left, when the House comes to order, I'll hear from the member for Fraser.
My question is to the Minister for Employment and Workplace Relations. How is the Albanese Labor government working to get wages moving again after a decade of wages being kept deliberately low?
Give the call to the Minister for Employment and Workplace Relations and the Minister for the Arts.
Thanks very much, Speaker, and thanks to the member for Fraser, someone who every time he's had the chance to vote to get wages moving, he's done exactly that. Yesterday, the House passed a bill which will close the labour hire loophole, which will give casual workers a fair deal, which will provide minimum standards for gig workers and which will make wage theft a crime. And we know that this government has made a difference to getting wages moving. If you only look at some of the impacts that are already emerging from last year's legislation. Take an article we saw this week from David Marin Guzman in the Financial Review about 19-year-old Billabong employee Sarah Strebus. Under a decade-old enterprise agreement, where to get rid of it they had to use the laws that we passed last year, but under that, until that was able to be changed because of our legal changes, that worker received no Saturday penalty rates, no evening penalty rates, Sunday and public holiday rates as much as $10 an hour below the award. She was 19 years of age and had already been underpaid by more than $800. We changed the law and she's now being properly paid.
Order.
We know this government's getting wages moving because the latest wage growth data at 4% compares with their average of 2.1%. We know that aged care workers have had a 15% pay rise. We know that the increases to award rates, 4.6% and 5.75%, way beyond what happened under the previous government. We know this government gets wages moving because the gender pay gap is now at its lowest level ever. And when it was made clear that this government, if we were elected, would get wages moving, was when the Prime Minister was asked a question about the minimum wage and he answered with one word: absolutely. Does this government support higher wages for those on the minimum wage? Absolutely. Does this government support higher wages for people on awards? Absolutely. Did we support higher wages for aged care workers? Absolutely. Have we backed higher wages for women? Absolutely. Are we about ending the labour hire rip-offs? Absolutely. Are we voting to give minimum standards for gig workers? Absolutely. Are we working to give casual workers a fair go? Absolutely. And unlike those opposite, will we make it a criminal offence to steal from a worker's wages? Absolutely.